Hello, Tammy here with this week's takeaway. So my Bible reading this week, I am in the book of Exodus. And so the Israelites have been traveling. God has taken them, rescued them from slavery in Egypt, and he's bringing them to the promised land. And they've got this long journey in between through the desert, through the wilderness, where God is taking them and leading them. And on the way, they got very rebellious. They made a false god and they were worshiping this calf while Moses was on the mountain with God. And when Moses came down and saw what they'd done, of course, he was very angry. And that's when he throws the 10 commandments that God had written, it says with his own finger on the stones, and he smashed them and everything because he was so angry. So then he ends up going back up the mountain again to talk to God about what are we going to do with the situation now, right? And God was really mad, and he said, I made a promise. I promised them that they get that land. So, yep, go ahead and take them to the land, but I'm not going to go with you. I will send an angel with you. He can go ahead of you and take care of stuff to make sure that the path is clear and all that so that you can get there, but I'm not going to go with you. And Moses says to God, he says, and I'm going to read it because I don't want to mess this up. I want to say it right. Okay. This is Exodus 33:15. Then Moses said, if you don't personally go with us, don't make us leave this place. And so I was thinking about that because Moses didn't want to go without God. And I think when he said that to God, I actually think that this is the most beautiful thing that Moses ever said to God, because he was saying, I don't want to be anywhere where you are not. So if you're not going, then I'm not going. Nobody's going if you're not going. Right? And so I started thinking about that in my own life. Like, what do I do? I love Jesus and I know that he lives in me, and wherever I go, he's with me. But how many times do I go places or do things that I'm not really considering that? I'm thinking I'd rather do this alone. I'd rather do this without God watching me, right? I'd rather watch this movie without him being right here with me, watching this movie with me. I'd rather complain about this person that he calls, that he made, that is actually the image of God, right? I'd rather complain about that person without God witnessing it, right? I'd rather post this thing without God being involved in it, whatever it is, Anyway, I've been thinking about that a lot. It's like, do we make these boundary lines where we're like, I'm with God all the way and I love being with you, God, but right now I'm going to go do this thing. So if you wait here for me, I'm going to go do this. And then I'll be right back. I want to go without you into this place. Anyway, I have been convicted about that this week. And so really thinking about that, like, where are these places and these things that I'd rather do alone? But I love that Moses said that he said, if you don't go, I don't want to go. And that's my heart today. That's what I want. And that's what I'm praying for, that God will help me with that there is no place that I want to go that I don't want to go with him. I hope this helps you this week and maybe gives you some things to think about too. I don't know, I might be in this boat all by myself, but maybe there's some things like, we've got work, we've got school, we have our social media, just all these places, people that we hang out with, conversations that we have the Holy Spirit living within us, which means God is always with us. He's always part of those conversations. There isn't anything that is done without him being with us. So in that, I want to go boldly, and I also want to only go where he would want me to go. Hope you have a great week.